So let's get on to understanding the factors that determine the slope of the LM schedule. Alright, we have already seen its derivation. Now the most important topic of this chapter is how does it look like? Is it flatter? Is it steeper? And this is something that we can understand by understanding just two things. Number one, what is the interest elasticity of money demand and what is the income elasticity of money demand? As the term itself is explaining, income elasticity of money demand, it means how responsive the demand for money is to the changes in the income. This is point number one. Higher the income elasticity of money demand, steeper would be the LM curve, and lower the income elasticity of money demand would be flatter, would be the LM curve. So do not get confused because I have not explained anything. It's just me reading whatever is being written over here. We'll see what exactly all these terms are through the diagram, so don't worry. Second is income elasticity of money demand, which as the terminology itself is explaining how responsive the money demand is to the changes in the rate of interest. So higher the interest elasticity of money demand, flatter would be the LM curve, and lower the interest elasticity of money demand or insensitivity is higher, then steeper would be LM curve. Alright, so let's now get into the explanation part. Okay, so we have to understand few things here. First of all, what do we mean by income elasticity of money demand? How exactly it's gonna determine the shape of the LM curve? This we can understand with the help of an example. Forget about the diagram or anything here. Let's focus on an example only. Intuitive explanation is everything. Let's say a person is having rupees 100 with her and she is choosing to keep 50 rupees as money balance, as a liquid balance, which we call as money demand. So this is case number one. Now let's assume that the income has gone up from rupees 100 to rupees 50. Alright, we know money demand comprises of speculative balance and transaction balance, and transaction balance is directly proportional to the income. So if income has gone up, it simply means transaction demand for money would go up. Let's say in this particular case it has gone up from rupees 50 when income was 100 to rupees 250 when income is rupees 400. No, income is rupees 500. Okay. So now money demand is greater than money supply. We know money supply is exogenously determined by the RBI, so it cannot be changed. Money demand exceeds money supply. It would put upward pressure onto the rate of interest. If interest rate goes up, then speculative demand or speculative balance would fall. And this is how money demand would again be equal to the money supply. And this is how money market would be again in equilibrium. That's it. But this is how we actually derive the LM curve. So what is the difference here? What's the difference between this explanation and the explanation that we studied while derivation of the LM curve? For this, we just have to go a bit further from here. Let's say the person decides not to keep rupees 250 as a liquid balance, but instead rupees 400 as liquid balance. So money demand would be rupees 400. So it was 50 rupees when income was 100. All of a sudden it has gone up, drastically gone up from rupees 50 to rupees 400 when income has gone up to rupees 500. Now what would happen? So even if the interest elasticity of money demand has not changed, still to re-equilibrate the money market, we really need to keep the interest rate even higher. Interest rate has to go even further up in order to re-equilibrate the money market, because money demand in this particular case is rupees 400 and not just rupees 250. So this would put even higher, even further pressure onto the rate of interest. So for given change in income, if the rate of interest is even higher, it means the LM curve is steeper. Now look at this diagram. So when income has changed from Y0 to Y1, this is how we plot it onto the diagram towards the right side of here. So Y0 to Y1. Rate of interest has changed from R0 to R1, and that's how we got this very point, this point and this point. But let's assume that instead of rate of interest changing from R0 to R1, it goes further up, maybe directly from R0 to R2. Then what would happen? So from here, from this very diagram, we can imagine the things now because I do not have anything to draw here. income has gone up from y0 to y1, and this is how we have gotten the LM curve shape. Okay, now instead of r0 to r1, we need to join r0 to any point here, that is from r0 directly to r2. So this is somehow we'll be joining it from here till here, so we can clearly say it's the steeper one. So this is how we can understand this point number 1, that income elasticity of money demand determines the shape of the LM curve. Higher the income elasticity of money demand, steeper the LM curve would be. And why is it so? Because the given change in income would bring higher increase in the or decrease in the money demand. So if money demand is higher, then we need to raise the rate of interest even higher in order to re-equilibrate the money market, and this is what we have understood. Alright, so that's it. Let's get on to point number 2, and that is interest elasticity of money demand. Okay, this picture is not explaining the income elasticity of money demand per se, but we can draw this on our own. This is quite simple. It has nothing to do with the shape of the money demand curve. You can draw it in whatever way you want. It's just that in case of a steeper LM curve, when we want to show that with a given change in the income, money demand is increasing exponentially, we might be needing to shift MD directly from Y0 to here, from first till third. So this is how we'll be directly keeping R0 and R2 in link. So that's how we'll be joining R0 and R2, and we'll be drawing a steeper LM curve. This is something that we can draw on our own, nothing difficult here. But let's now understand the interest elasticity of money demand part. Here we need to focus on the shape of the MD curve, because ultimately how responsive the money demand is to the change in the rate of interest, this is showcased in the shape of the money demand curve. If interest elasticity of money demand is very high, then money demand curve would be flatter, as it is here in this very case. And if the interest elasticity of money demand is low, then MD curve would be steeper. I'm sure this we either way know. Alright, so how does it determine or it have an impact on the shape of the LM curve? So let's focus on this diagram. Let's say money income has gone up from Y0 to Y1. So what would happen? Income has gone up, so transaction demand for money would go up. How to re-equilibrate the money market? Money demand is higher than the money supply. This would put upward pressure on the rate of interest. But because the money demand is very sensitive to the changes in the rate of interest, so a minor change in the rate of interest would re-equilibrate the money market, and this is how we'll be having a flatter LM curve. So income has gone from Y0 to Y1, and a little bit change in the interest will re-equilibrate the money market. So this is how we got point R1, linking point R here till here. And then if we go for higher increase in the income, further little bit of change in interest will re-equilibrate the money market. This is how we got point number R2. So linking all these 3 points, will get the LM curve, which is quite simple. Intuitively also it's very easy to understand. So either way, money income has gone up, transaction balance has gone up, so it would put upward pressure on rate of interest, just so as to reduce the speculative balance. But we know speculative balance, the demand for money, is very, very sensitive to the changes in rate of interest. So a slight increase in the rate of interest would reduce the speculative demands, and we'll be seeing a re-equilibrium in the money market. That's it. But let's have a look at this particular case. Here money demand curve is very, very steeper. It means for a given change in income, in both the cases the change in income is the same. It's Y0 to Y1. As we can see, this width onto the y-axis, no, it's the x-axis. Y simply means income. So the width of the x-axis or the width of the income is the same. So change of income is same. All what's different is the shape of the or the width of the rate of interest, that we can understand intuitively. So in this very case, the interest elasticity of money demand is very low. It's insensitive, almost insensitive. It means for a given change in income, when transaction balance goes up, we need to reduce the speculative balance. But for that to happen, interest rate has to go very up, very high, all the way from R0 till R1, then only speculative balance would reduce, because it's not very responsive to the changes in the rate of interest. Alright, so this is the very reason. For the same very change in income, now the rate of interest that has gone up is not from R0 to anywhere here, but rather all the way up till here. So when we join point this to this, we'll be having a steeper LM curve. Again, with the given change in rate of income, we know transaction balance goes up, we need to reduce the speculative balance, but because money demand is very less sensitive to the changes in rate of interest, so interest rate has to go up all the way from R1 to R2, and this is how we'll be having this point here. So joining these 3 points, we'll be getting LM curve, which is quite steeper because this one is flatter. So what is the one line explanation here? The slope of the LM curve is determined by the interest elasticity of money demand. Higher the interest elasticity of money demand, flatter the LM curve would be. Why? Because rate of interest is money demand is very responsive to the changes in the rate of interest. So a smaller change of interest gonna bring back the equilibrium in the money market, and that's how we'll be getting a flatter LM curve. This is point number 1. And second, as we have already seen, income elasticity of money demand. Higher the income elasticity of money demand, steeper the LM curve is. Why? Because with a given change in income, the higher the responsiveness of money demand to the change in income would be, it means higher would be the transaction balance. And for that transaction balance, we'll be needing to reduce the speculative balance. So money demand exceeds money supply, and this is gonna put upward pressure on the rate of interest, and that's how we'll be getting the flatter or steeper LM curve, depending upon the how much the change in transaction balance was because of a change in given income, and that in one line means how responsive the money demand was to the changes in the income, or we just call it income elasticity of money demand. Alright, so this is really simple. Try reading the Freud on your own if you haven't gotten over it completely, although I don't think any difficult thing was here, but let's just end the topic here. In next video we'll be seeing 2 special cases of LM curve. Why exactly is it vertical, and why in some of the cases it is quite horizontal, nearly horizontal, which we call as liquidity trap. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.